Elly, thanks for taking the time. Tomas, thanks for coming in. If you have a question, just raise your hand. We'll get you the microphone. Who's got the first question for Elly? We'll start in the second row, guys.
Elly, doing more of the leg kick recently, do you think that's helped you get into a rhythm at the plate over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel more comfortable now, and I think that's going to help a lot.
Other questions for Elly? Trent, on your right, guys.
Hey, Elly, how much more comfortable do you feel over this last week or so? And did almost the home run against the Cubs just lessen things and make you feel a little easier and lighter?
Yeah, I feel more comfortable now. I've been working a lot. I know there's been a lot of tough time, but I feel comfortable, and I'm just going to keep going.
We'll go to Mark up front, Elly.
Earlier in the season, you were dealing with a hamstring issue, and later it was a quad issue. How are your legs, and have you got like full strength in your legs again, or at least as much as you can this late in the season?
You never had a hamstring injury.
We were told that he was dealing with a walking hammy.
Quad.
Okay, we were told two different. So.
Quad. Yeah.
No, but I always been good. Ready to play every day. If I feel like I can go out there and play, I'm good.
Other questions? Second row on your left, Elly.
Elly, regarding baseball's payrolls, the Reds have one of the lower third tiers of payrolls. How much of an impact do you see payrolls having in getting to the postseason and on your team?
I think that doesn't matter. It's just the chemistry of the team. We play together, we stay together, and we support each other. That's the most important thing for us. We're gonna stay together and fight hasta el final.
Until the end. We're going to fight until the end.
Till the end.
We'll go to the second row.
What do you like the most about playing with Hunter Green?
Oh, he's a great player. You can see every time he go out there, he's a dog. And I like being back there when he's pitching because he's really good.
Go to Bob in the third row, Elly.
Elly, have you ever been to a postseason game, even as a fan?
No, that's my first one.
We'll go to the first row on your left, Elly.
Elly, en el pasado has expresado el cariño que tienes por esta ciudad. Ayer Hunter Green nos explicaba que para él esta serie será como cerrar un círculo. Tú has tenido buenos momentos aquí. ¿Será algo similar para ti?
Claro, es algo bien emocionante jugar aquí en LA. Como yo decía antes, esta es mi ciudad y vamos a meter mano aquí con Dios mediante en mi ciudad.
Other questions for Elly? We'll go to Bill here.
You guys don't need translation of that? Or? So he mentioned that Elly always joking about the LA, his second city. That's the city he liked. So he make a comparison between what Hunter Green, who born and raised here, says something about LA, closing the circle of coming back to play an important game in the city where he grew up. So he tried to make a point as if Elly feel the same way about LA. Well, he said yes. I mean, he just.
My city, though. You gotta already know.
I think you gotta tell him why, because the video game. So that's where he come from.
Thank you, Tomas. Appreciate that. We'll go to Bill in the second row.
There are going to be a lot of people watching tonight who they're used to seeing the Dodgers on TV or the Yankees. They don't know as much about the Reds. What should everybody know about the Reds?
They're gonna know. They're gonna see. We're ready to go.
Other questions for Elly? Trent?
Elly, just how much has having Ke'Bryan Hayes, and not to denigrate anybody else who's played third base, but Ke'Bryan's probably the best defensive third baseman. How much has that helped you and kind of like made it easier for you to play shortstop every day when you have Ke'Bryan next to you?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great defender. He just got everything. Me ayuda mucho en la defensa, en verdad, porque uno habla ahí en el cruzado y de todo. Y él le da mucho tiro a uno, tú sabes, de defensa.
He helped me a lot when we inside the clubhouse. I mean, he gave me a lot of tips, and he tell me things. And just watching him, he made me feel comfortable and relaxed more when he's right next to me.
We'll go back to the second row on your left, Elly.
What music did you choose for today for your first postseason game?
what music did
What
you
music?
choose to hear? ¿Qué canción?
Oh, right now I'm not listening to anything, but I listen Dominican music. What I usually listen.
Go to the fourth row, Elly.
Hi, Eddie. I guess you are tired of Otani question, but this is such a big stage. How are you excited to play against Shohei Otani?
I'm really excited to play against Otani and the Dodgers. But we come with the mentality to beat them, so I'm really excited.
Go to the first row on your left.
Elly, siendo uno de los jugadores latinos más seguidos en Grandes Ligas, y tienes algunas palabras para toda la afición que te estará viendo en tu primera aparición en playoff.
Claro que sí, que se mantengan activos, que el primer juego de la postemporada vamos con todo contra los Dodgers, que se mantengan activos, que vamos a dar 100%. Ellos lo queremos mucho, todos los fanáticos, la afición latina, ya ustedes saben.
Being one of the most follower Latin American players at the moment, what kind of message will you send to the Latin American fans? That's the question. So Elly say, just tell them stay active, just keep watching us. We came here to beat the Dodgers, and we're going to have fun.
Questions for Elly? All right, Elly, thank you so much for coming in. And Tomas, thank you. Good luck, guys. Appreciate it. All right, Tito, it's going to be a short afternoon at this rate, you know? Who's got the first question?
That was tough.
We'll start up front.
Hi, Mr. Francona. So it's a short series to win 2 of 3 games. There's a big chance that the other team, the Dodgers, put guys like Glasnow or Sheehan on the bullpen. Are you guys prepared for that kind of scenarios?
Well, one, I hope we get to the bullpen, which would be good. They're deep, and we know that. Not too many teams can put pitchers of that caliber into the bullpen. They're deep. They can. So, but we'll just go play. We'll go play and see if we can, regardless of who's in the pen or who starts or what, if we can just be 1 run better at the end, we'll be happy.
You have a lot of young players on your team. How do you think they're handling this situation, this series?
Well, I think I even that out by being old. So they're actually okay. They understand that it's baseball. If it was something else, we'd all be out of our mind crazy. But it's baseball, and it means a lot to us. But they know how to play baseball, and they know how to compete. So we'll go do the best we can.
Other questions for Terry? We'll go to Trent on your right.
Tito, I kind of did this with Elly, but how much do you think having Key Bryan next to him defensively has helped kind of lighten the load and make it a little easier for him to play defense?
And maybe even play a step or 2 more towards the middle. Like, I remember the first week or so when Key Bryan came here, there was a few plays where you could see Elly, like, after Key Bryan came over and made the play, Elly's like, damn, it's real. It's not just what he does, but it makes the guy next to you better too, for sure.
Other questions for Tito? Bob.
Hello, Bob.
See, what's the difference in feeling managing the Reds in the postseason compared to Cleveland they just did?
I don't know yet. I'll tell you after the series. I'll tell you better. It's all special, and there's always a different reason for it to be special. I feel really fortunate that we're here and we have the honor to compete and see if we can beat a really good team. That I get a big kick out of that.
Have you been watching the Cleveland series, today's game?
I've watched as much as I could of everything so far. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's kind of nice when you play later. You can watch all the other games, and yeah, I enjoy that.
Standing in the back left.
Terry, do you get a sense how big this moment is for Hunter Green personally? Coming back home, first playoff game, he was drafted, developed, and now he gets the start as the #1 guy. Do you get a sense how big this is for him?
I don't think we're trying to make it bigger than it needs to be. Like, again, it's baseball. the things you're talking about are kind of like outside noise that we don't need it to impact the game. He just needs to go pitch. He can do that. The other things, like I said, it's noise, and you try to take that out of the equation.
Other questions? Yep. Jill, we'll get you the mic.
These two teams obviously have drastically different payrolls. How much of a factor does the payroll have in a team getting to the postseason?
I don't know. I mean, we never. I don't think I've brought that up once all year. I hope I haven't, and I never will. Because I was on the other side, in Boston. I don't think people now want to hear, like, well, if it was okay then, But we don't have the ability to outspend mistakes, so you try not to make very many of them. And nobody's perfect, but that's why I give Nick and Brad a lot of credit. They went and got guys like Lux, Trevino, Austin Hayes, that really changed the dynamic of our team. And they did it with some constraints. That's just being, but once the game starts, nobody's going to care what you're making. Like, that's what I love about it. Let's go play baseball.
Go back to the left corner.
Going all the way back to spring training, Terry, you talked about how much you liked this team, the makeup of this team. You said it all year long, even when there were some rough patches. What is it about this group you really like?
Well, we told them on day one the things that we wanted to live by and believe in. So we, count spring training and now what you're together, probably 200 days, maybe a little more. And we never had somebody late for a meeting the entire year. And I told them, I said, if you're late, you're announcing to everybody that what we're doing is not a priority. I said, so we can't be late. They never were. Saying it and doing it is two different things. But those are things that I believe, like, guys that will live by that, they're the same guys that'll run balls out. They're the same guys that'll back up bases. It's not always convenient to be somewhere on time, but they did it.
Questions for Tito? And we'll finish up right here. We'll get you the mic.
So Hunter Green mentioned yesterday that this is going to be like a full circle moment for him. He even mentioned that he grew up as a Dodger fan. Elly Cruz keeps saying, LA is his city. It's his city. How do you take this?
I don't know. I didn't see that. My answer would be, I hope Hunter pitches great, and I hope Elly plays great. I don't know that quotes to the media are going to determine the outcome of this game. I never probably feel that way.
And we'll take one last one from Rowan, standing on your left, Tito.
Hey, Tito, with the year off, you talked about how much healthier you were feeling, and obviously the match here just kind of made sense. I'm curious now, getting through 162, what this experience has been like for you, if it's been rejuvenating, exhausting, what you kind of feel.
It's a little bit of everything. I mean, it's hard. It's a lot. I think I was better situated. I just got to a point a couple years ago where I wasn't healthy enough to enjoy it, and then you start to get short on patience, and that's not a healthy recipe for being a good manager, I don't think. So I came here for the right reasons, the people, just like I did in Cleveland. And when you're together through a lot, because we've been through a lot, and those relationships grow stronger, you made the right decision. That's how I feel.
Zach, what's the anticipation level for your start tomorrow? And thinking back to when you arrived to the Reds right at the trade deadline, just how much of an exciting period has this been in your career?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, this is a moment that you dream of as a kid, just to get to start a playoff baseball game. So to come over here, help these guys make this push and get here, and then hopefully continue to help them moving forward. It's been awesome. I can't ask for anything else.
We'll go to the second row, Zach.
Hey, Zach, just what do you think of this rotation? You're a part of it as well, and what that does for you guys this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the strength of this team. You got Hunter, Lodolo, Abbott, Brady's throwing the hell out of the ball the last month and a half. So it's been awesome. When you can go out there and just be a piece that is already part of a really, really good group, it kind of takes pressure off yourself to just go out there and pitch. And you learn a lot from these guys. I know some of them are a little bit younger, but they've done some pretty cool things, and it's just been fun to talk baseball with them.
Questions for Zach? Oh, Mark, go ahead.
A lot of guys in this team don't have playoff experience. You're one of the guys that do. How much is that, number one, for yourself when you're on the mound? Is it when you tap into that for a game like tomorrow, and then how much of it do you spread around to the clubhouse and talking to other guys?
Yeah, I do have a few games. I wouldn't call it a ton, but you go into it like any other game. You try your best to go into it like any other game. The moment is different, whether we want to admit it or not. It's a different game, and learning how to deal with those emotions was an adjustment the first couple of times. So, in that regard, I think that I'm definitely better suited than I was, 4 or 5 years ago when I first got into it. So, excited to go out there and compete. I've gotten the opportunity to actually play the Dodgers in the playoffs, so it'll be fun to go out there and see some of those same guys. But this group it's got a really nice mix of guys who have been around and have done this before as well, with Nick Martinez and Emilio Pagan and some of these guys that have some experience in the postseason. So the young guys have been awesome. They ask the questions that you want them to ask, and I think everybody's ready for the moment.
Stay over there with Trenton.
Zach, you and Nick Martinez have both come out of the bullpen before, but are used to being starters. Were you able to, either of you guys, did you say anything to Nick Lodolo? I know he got his feet wet the other day, but then possibly coming out of the bullpen in this series.
Yeah, we got to talk a little bit about it before the one in Milwaukee the other day. And as a starter, as a lifelong starter, it's really just about making sure that your body's ready to go. Once you step on that mound, you're going to go into compete mode. We're not worried about what you're going to do once you're out there, but starters, and this could be a downfall, I guess, sometimes, is we get married to our routine so much that it feels like we can't go out there and compete. But we all grew up as baseball players, right? Being an athlete, you go out there, and especially when you get in these games, I don't think it matters what your role is. I think he's ready to go out there and pitch, and Smiles has probably talked to him a lot more. He's been a lot better at going back and forth than I have, and he's done it a lot more. So, Dolo's going to go out there and he's going to throw the ball. And as long as he's physically ready to go, which I have no doubt that he will be, I don't think anybody's worried.
First row on your left, Zach, Jill.
Thanks. These two teams have drastically different payrolls. How much of an impact do you think the payroll is in determining the pieces of the puzzle to get to the postseason?
To be honest with you, I don't know a ton about it. As far as, obviously, I know the Dodgers have a high payroll, and I know that the Reds are generally in the bottom half of the league, if I were to guess. But I think once you get here, it's not really about. It just doesn't matter. I think everybody out here is a big leaguer, and on any given day in our sport, anybody can beat anybody. So throughout the season, I think that guys are going out there and grinding to get to this moment, and you find a way to get it done. Obviously, to lose and to clinch is not exactly how you envision it, but to get in here and be here now, I think that's all that we're thinking about.
Go to the second row, Zach.
Especially when you look at, the Dodgers have some good left-handed hitters. How's your splitter feeling? And, what does that pitch just in general on paper do for you against lefties?
Yeah, it's a pitch I added a few years ago. Kind of had it in the bullpen, didn't use it nearly as much as I probably should have. And the comfort levels continued to grow. It's definitely been an equalizer with left-handed hitters specifically. Back when I just had the fastball cutter, I was definitely, I don't want to say a righty specialist, but that was definitely my strength. So to add that's really been nice and neutralize. With that being said, I've thrown it for 3 or 4 years, and everybody kind of knows the cat's out of the bag, and that's what I'm going to go to. So, I just look forward to going out there and competing with each hitter. Every guy's different, every at-bat's different, and we'll kind of take it one pitch at a time.
Right up front with Pat.
Zach, because the Reds were here at Dodger Stadium relatively recently, I'm just wondering what the balance is of pulling the good from those games and trying to apply that to this series versus, not being, I guess, discouraged by the results themselves.
Sure, yeah. I think I know it was very recent that we were here, but I think it's just such a different, especially in August, September, you go through these waves of how you're playing or where you're at mentally as a team, and you can definitely fall into this roller coaster of up and downs. And I'm not sure that where we were at when we were here, 4 weeks ago, is even remotely close to the team that we are right now. mental side of it, what we kind of went through these last 10 days to really make that final push, I think is what you ride going into the playoffs. You take that mindset of like, well, let's win every game, let's win the game today, and you go from there. I don't think anyone's thinking much about the series we had a couple weeks ago.
The second row on your right, Trent.
I was going to ask you, Tito and so many other people have talked about just kind of the, for lack of a better word, the culture in this clubhouse and how you guys have been able to stay steady. As someone who came in the middle, how did you experience that firsthand, and what have you seen in that kind of regard?
Yeah, I get asked a lot about how my time in Cincinnati has been from people in baseball, from people out of baseball, and the one thing I always kind of revert back to is it's such a wholesome's the word I use. Clubhouse is a group of guys that like really pulls on the same end all the time. There's the cliche, but there's no cliques on the team. Everyone really, really gets along. And I've been around a little bit now on different teams and gotten to see some real winning cultures and some cultures that probably needed to change. And I don't think there's one way to do it, but this team is unlike any team in the sense of it truly never feels like we're out of it. And that's on a inning-to-inning basis. That's on a grander scale of making a playoff push like we did these last 3 weeks. So I have no doubt that regardless of the result of the series, this team is going to go out there and compete their ass off. And however it falls is how it falls, but this group is going to go as hard as they possibly can.